Bhishtam sthapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa kada mahyam dadati swapadantikam vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha. So we are on chapter 6. I'm sorry I got delayed. We were supposed to start a little earlier, but then before this there is a Hindi session and there are so many questions in Hindi sessions. So the class just goes on. All right. From tomorrow we'll be on time. Okay. 15 minutes early. So we are on chapter 6, Dhyan Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, and we are learning it the Vipassana way, because I told you I learned it from there and it became very easier for me. So I have been sharing that with you all. Let's just revise one time what happened in chapter 6 till now. Bhagwan told us last time, how do we do the sadhana? Focus on the breath, on the tip of the nose, this area. Okay, this we discussed. And then Bhagwan said, he went on explaining, he should engage a transcendentalist who is practicing this, should engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme. And he should live alone in secluded place. This is very important. If you want to practice Sankhya, going to a secluded place is a must. Otherwise, sitting at home, if you think if you will be able to do it, you won't get the highest results, Otherwise, when you are doing it at home, you have to give long hours to practicing, at least 8 hours. So it doesn't matter, like 8 hours if you have given the whole day, and then later on you mix up with the family, but you should be very careful when you mix up with the family or with your people. Before sleeping in the night, you have to, again, wash out all the impurities, work hard on your rag and dvesh. Rag means attachment and dvesh means aversion. So you have to really work on that. So he should live in a secluded place and he should carefully control his mind. This Bhagavan explained in Shloka number 10. He should be free from all desires and feelings of possessiveness. To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place, should lay kusha grass on the ground, then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. In our case, finding a deer skin and all is not recommended. We can just have a woolen rug or something and then we can sit on that. Seat should neither be too high, neither be too low, and it should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind to one point. I've explained this in the last class. I'll just revise it one more time so that you remember. Purifying the heart. What does purifying the heart means? Purifying your consciousness. Heart is where the inner voice is. My heart says no for something. Then if you listen to your heart, you will never make wrong decisions. what happens is we don't listen to the heart, and we listen to the logical argument of the mind. And many a times we fall into the trap of mind. The more we listen to our logical arguments, the more we are increasing our ego. Me, 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 me. And we stop listening to the inner voice. The inner voice comes in the heart. So this whole process is to wipe away that ego. Purifying the heart means wiping away that ego and having that clear consciousness, crystal clear consciousness. How is this consciousness becoming impure? Where is this consciousness going? We have to understand the whole cycle. This is the whole cycle, this is science. So when we say I am conscious, I'm a conscious being, where is that consciousness? First find out where is that consciousness. Yes, I understand the center is in the heart. Where else is it showing itself? Where else is it showing itself? It is showing in the entire body. If it is showing in the entire body, how is it becoming impure? That means wherever the consciousness, wherever the output of consciousness is visible, is evident, from that place, the impurity is going in and it is making the consciousness impure. Our eyes can see if we are conscious. With the same eyes, if I see good things, it's going to create good impressions in my mind. With the same eyes, if I see bad things, it creates bad impression in the mind. So what is making the So consciousness is in the eyes, and because of the consciousness, the eyes is seeing. So as long as it is seeing, it is in its pure state. Consciousness is in pure state. When the eye saw something good, something in the brain, which we call logic, intelligence, identifies it as good. And the mind accepts it as a good and releases an emotion called Vedana. Good sensation. So the moment it says good sensation, it will create another thing called attachment, craving. So when the consciousness was in the eye, first step, it was pure, nothing. When it saw something, I want this, it is good, it created craving. Same way, same conscious eyes, when it sees something bad, something fearful, it creates a feeling, a sensation in the body. And your consciousness, till now it was pure, but now when you saw a fearful thing, your consciousness becomes fearful. And you don't want it anymore in your life. You got angry at people, your consciousness became angerful. You don't want that in your life anymore. That is aversion. So you are constantly creating this thing. So in the beginning, your consciousness is pure, but because of coming in touch with this different forms and namrup, we call it namrup, different form, different name, different things, different topics, all this daily interactions are creating this to aversion or craving, aversion or craving, aversion or craving. This is what is creating the whole day. And because of this, you're creating attachment. And this is what is contaminating your heart. Contaminating your heart means this is what is making your consciousness impure. Heart is the center of everything. But you made it impure because all your senses are coming in touch with the external things. It is impossible to not get in touch with external things. You will get in touch with them, of course. Touch, you are seeing anything, that is fine. You like something or dislike something, still fine. But you carry that impression to your subconscious mind. That is not fine. That is what you have to work on. Those images, those feelings, they become etched in your subconscious. They become embossed in your subconscious. Those live there as seeds. Seeds of anger, seeds of desires, seeds of lust, seeds of fear, different emotions internally. You were never aware of them. It is happening every second, every day. And I explained this. These are called as sanskaras. So the whole circuit you have to, I'm again repeating. It starts from watching everything, your body coming in touch. Body means all the six senses. This whole body, eyes, ears, nose. These are the main organs. Skin. These are the main organs. These are the one which take the sensations. Eyes sees, ears hear. These all look external things, but internally is what is happening, and internally the consciousness is there. So one has to control, one has to observe these things, and one has to not allow the subconscious mind to be changed. So between your conscious mind and in your subconscious mind, there's this thing called ego. Understand, the same consciousness is there, but the same consciousness is getting covered with different things. When the consciousness is covered with this craving, when the consciousness is covered with aversion, when the consciousness is covered with attachment, that covered consciousness is called ego. Understand this. We all feel we don't have ego. We all feel we don't have ego. We all feel that. We feel the other person has ego, but I don't have. Ego is that subtle. Ego, how does it express itself? Anger, desire. These are the way it expresses itself. So we all have in seed form in us. And our consciousness is getting impure every day. So the whole cycle, whole exercise of meditation is to make that consciousness pure. How do you make it? By becoming aware. Awareness. Spiritual person is aware. We deal with people, we fight with people, but we don't allow our consciousness to become impure. Never. Once you become aware, you will not. If you go, you take a shower and you come out, you've purified yourself. Will you ever go and put yourself in some dirty water again? No, you won't. You won't make yourself dirty again. You just took shower. You will say, oh, I just took shower. I don't want to become dirty again. Same way. If somebody is really meditating and following this path sincerely, they're every day working on purifying their consciousness, then no matter whatever the interaction with the outer world is, they'll become aware. The interactions are external. Internally, the conscious cannot become impure. So Buddha taught this method. 5 things, 5 aggregates of clinging. I've taught you last time. So Buddha taught all this method, and then Buddha taught how to free yourself. So we'll read some of the things. and then we'll go there again. Same thing Bhagwan is teaching here. Bhagwan started with meditation, and Bhagwan said, purify the heart by controlling the mind, senses, activities, and fixing the mind on one point. One should hold one's body, neck, and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Then, with unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life. Thus, practicing control of the body, mind, and activities, the mystic transcendentalist, his mind regulated, attains to the kingdom of God by cessation of external material existence. And then Bhagwan went on, Shloka number 16, where he explains the importance of food. Nasti ashnatastu yogo, asti na chaikantam anashnataha, na chati swapna shilasya, jagrato naiva charjuna. There is no possibility of one's becoming a yogi, O Arjun, if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. So this is one thing we have to understand. And then he went, Yuktahaar Vihaarsy, Yuktacheshtasya karmasu, Yukta swapna bodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Bhagwan said, Yukta ahar. Yukta ahar means who is regulated in the habit of, ahar means intake of food. Okay, so one has to be regulated in the intake of food. Now, food is of two types: bodily food and the food for your soul or food for your consciousness, mental food. When we are walking in this path, I think in the previous lectures I have explained, the first thing is we are watching the vibrations that happens or the sensations that happens in the body. So first we meditated on the breath. We became successful in concentrating on at one point. Then after that, we apply that concentration on the various parts of the body. We scan from head to toe and then toe to head. Every part, each and every part. So in the beginning, as I told you, you divide the whole body into 4 parts. So it becomes easy. Okay, this part, what is happening, then this. So you become aware of your body. Till date, you were not aware. You had mala, you were chanting, but your mind was somewhere else. You were praying, but your mind was somewhere else. But now in this process, there is no mala, there is no chanting, there is no God, there is no Krishna, there is no Radha, there is nothing. It is just you, and you have to explore yourself and become one with yourself. You are the truth. You exist. You know that you are the truth. Whether God exists or not, we don't know. You know that you existed. You exist. You exist because of the breath. You are the truth. So you start analyzing yourself and go to the truth, final truth. If there is Atma, if there is soul, go to that. What is that soul? Find it out. So first you start looking at the sensation of the body. First you divide into 4 parts. You look this part, both front and back. Then you divide the body into 8 parts, front and back. Then you divide the body into 16 parts, mentally, all mental. So, and then you slowly go on dividing it into small parts. So here, everywhere. So everywhere you scan like for 2 minutes. The whole body scan. One time it will be like in 10 minutes, you do the whole body scan. And in the scan, like suppose I'm sitting here. What is the touch? Now here I'm feeling the touch of the finger ring. This finger ring is touching finger ring. And I told you, I feel here. Okay, I feel the touch of the hair on my ears. Touch. Then I come down. I feel the touch of the cloth. The cloth is a little rough. So I feel the scratch. I feel it. I go down. I feel a little pain in my spinal cord at the bottom. Then I go down. I feel a little nerve tightened in my left leg. I go to the right leg. I go to the feet. I feel one feet is cold, one feet is hot. I sit down scanning. This is Vipassana, okay? Second step. So sit down scanning the body, because here the only truth is I exist, right? And who is that I? What is this body? Buddha went on analyzing this, and Buddha gave us this technique, and this is what we are doing. We are analyzing ourselves slowly, as your analysis goes on, and your concentration will become finer and finer, subtler and subtler, and you start analyzing more. You start feeling the skin, you start feeling the heat at some place. So when you see the heat at some place, why did that part get heated suddenly? I told you, one part is hot, one part is cold right now. One part of one feet is cold. Some fingers are sleeping, numb. When you become aware, you notice it. Normally, this is happening in your body, but you don't notice. Like how we breathe, we don't notice. Same way. But here, when you're meditating, you're becoming aware and aware. It is an exercise to make your meditation more subtler, more powerful. So, why some part of the body is getting heated up? What happened? So, there is this element called fire element. That got heated up. That is increase in that part. What happened to the other part that became cold? Oh, the fire element is not very active there. That is why it is feeling cold. What happened to the other part which is feeling a little numb? Is feeling very heavy. I can't even lift the leg. Oh, the earth element got active there. What happened? We come back to some other part of the body, like in the palm. We find a little sweat. What happened in that part of the body? Oh, the water element got active there. So somewhere the earth element is active, somewhere the water element is active, somewhere the fire element is active, somewhere the air element is active. I'm talking right now. Sound is coming. My lips touch, my tongues touch, the teeth, the upper part. I'm doing something with all these parts. I'm talking. My air element is active in this area. So I'm talking and I am aware. This is active. So entire body, we scan, we realize what is going on in the body. And this practice, we do it while sitting. First, we have practiced the breath. Then we do the second practice. This is the practice. And this practice goes on the whole day, even while moving, before sleeping. Before sleeping, just lie down on the bed. Scan your whole body. What is happening in everybody. And go to sleep. And when you start scanning like this, and then you start meditating like this, okay, earth element, water element, fire element, air element. Some pain happened somewhere. The knee is paining. Why? Blockage of air. Prana is not flowing there properly. And that is why that part is hurting. And as I told you, many sensations will come, many sensations will go. As you sit meditating, so many sensations will come, so many sensations will go. So one thing you realize, sensations are coming, sensations are going. There is only bodily sensations. Slowly, your meditation goes deeper. And then you go into your mind. This body is earth, water, fire, that's all. Okay, that you understood. Now you go to your mind. What happens inside the mind? When you take the body, till now it was on the body, it was okay, it was going on the body. Now when the mind comes and you want to sit and focus in the mind, you will see that certain images will start popping. Most common images will be the problems that you are dealing every day. Some problem or the other will come immediately. You will see that it changes too. It's like a movie reel going fast, faster than the movie reel. As you become more advanced in practice, more and more advanced, you will notice that this picture came, that picture came. Then after a few months of practice, even your daily problems will go away, because now when the picture is coming and the picture is going, you have to only tell your mind, this is anicca. Anicca means this is temporary. This is temporary. Say you're dealing with some office problem. Now that problem is your, right now, the most important problem, most pressing problem. So that appears. You tell your mind, anitya, anicca, temporary, gone, gone. Any of these words you can use. Anicca. Anicca is the word they use actually, but for our understanding, if we use a foreign language, then it becomes difficult. So for me, I used to use the word neti, not this, not this, not this, gone, gone. It comes, and then sometimes I would say some image has come, it comes, gone, comes, goes, comes, goes, comes, goes. When I start repeating like that, comes, goes, then the images will start stopping actually. Then after that, you will be like silent for some time. You will see the mind is in a very still state. There is no coming and going of any thoughts. No images are coming. As you become more advanced, you'll be able to sit longer in this practice. Then you will see some deep-rooted pictures are coming. Some images, it's like a dream-like state, like how you see in dreams. You will not recognize those people. You will not recognize those situations, but you will recognize, but you will know that you know them. But you don't know, you have not seen them in this physical world. But they exist. They existed in some part of your world, in some life. You will see them. Some situations of your life. Sometimes you were a baby and how you were in mother's womb. Everything. Anything. Any of those sensations where you had felt happiness, or whether you have felt pain, those sensations, those are deep rooted in the subconscious mind. They start appearing on the surface. When you're very calm, when you came out of the womb, you were 2 months baby, you were playing with your mother and your hand on your mother's cheeks, that sensation will come out. The happiness in your face, that sensation will come out. Your mother massaging your feet, that sensation will come out. Sometimes you're in the mother's womb, mother ate something spicy, you felt the pain and you're not able to do anything because you are tied in that sac embryo. You felt the pain, you're not able to tell. Those images will come out. It may go, as you go further and further and further, you will see that so many lives you have lived and so many multi-millions of images you have stored. And what are these images? These images are in the form of sensations, pain and happiness, aversion and, as I call, aversion or attachments. You will see anger, seeds of anger, you people who are no more in your life. You cry in this life for the people whom you know. But in your past lives, you have cried for so many. Those people are not there. Some images will come like that also. You were angry at people and they died in your past lives. Those images might also come. Where do you find them? You can't. Everything then, as you go deeper and deeper in sadhana, when your mind becomes calmer and calmer and calmer, you'll be able to tap into those. They will come. Sometimes you will get reaction too, because those images are very true, very true. You have lived those images. You have lived those images in some lives. So the reaction in the body will be exactly the same. At that moment, you have to tell, comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. And then As you go deeper, you realize this was just this whole body. What was it? And this whole experience, what is it? Comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. Anicca, 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 anicca. These sensations is called Vedana. And what is this Vedana? Vedana is anicca, anicca, anicca. Temporary, temporary, temporary. Comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. This Vedana is dukkha, 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 dukkha. I explained what is dukkha. Dukkha means sad, misery. You see yourself as a small baby, 1 month old baby. Your mother is loving you. And the next moment, something is biting you. And same scenes forward, fast forward. You will see what seeds you have stored. I'm telling you, I'm just giving you the movie of your life. It may be somewhat relatable. Everybody's movie is different. So as a 1 month old baby, your mother is taking care of you, and then you grow up, and as a 15-year-old kid, your mother and you don't like each other. You hate each other internally. That also is possible. From this life, from past life, anything is possible. So everything that you thought was giving you happiness when you were ignorant has turned into the source of misery as you become aware. So the awareness, in Buddha's path, when the awareness goes on increasing like this, you will realize that whatever happiness you were seeking in the world, or whatever happiness you experience in the world, first of all, they were just for a very little time. And second, when the happiness is gone, the misery is following. So the biggest awareness is misery is everywhere. This body with which you are attached, again, you're sitting, you're meditating, and as you realize, pain, sensation, whatever come, nothing. They are temporary. So misery is there, and the body is temporary, the thoughts are temporary, whatever you see are temporary. And then you further go on increasing your meditation. Buddha went on. So by now you have become an expert. Now you sit in the body, you have seen your body, you see all these elements, you meditate on those elements. Now here, when we came to 16th Shloka, Bhagavan says, Yuktahaar Vihaarsy. This is very important Shloka. And I told you, there are 2 types of ahar. Ahar means food. So bodily food. If you eat foods which are very spicy, which are very hot, which will increase your rajogun, certain foods will increase your passion. So those foods, if you eat and if you sit to meditate, you'll see the moment you start meditating on your breath itself, after some time you will see your mind is restless. Sometimes you will feel acidic. If you have eaten a lot of spicy food, no matter how much water you drink, and you sit and meditate, you will see the acid coming up. You feel the heat in the body. You feel your digestion is all gone wrong. If you eat fermented food will make you heavy. A lot of carbohydrates will make you feel very heavy. So when such kind of foods you have taken inside the body, which is not helpful for your meditational thing, there we have to be very careful. When we are walking on the path of Sankhya, you will start realizing now it is not anymore a blind belief, like people say, oh, should I be eating onion garlic or not? You're asking me because you do not know what is happening inside your body. It is not for God, it is for you. When you are on this path, when you are meditating, when you want to become spiritually successful, then if you eat onion and garlic, and if your mind is controlled, the way I'm explaining, you will see that this onion and garlic will create so much heat in the body. You will not be able to bear. Now you become aware of the sensations. When you have put a lot of masala in your food and you're eating and you sit down to meditate, that masala is going to create havoc inside. Automatically, next time you will not be able to eat. No, I don't want to eat. You eat stale food, 3-4 days old food, and you sit in meditation, no matter how healthy the food is. It's a stale food. It has tamasic quality in it. It's written. It'll come in chapter 16, 17 later. If you eat such food and you sit for meditation, you will feel sleepy. It will not be good for you. Bhagavan said, eat sattvic food. Here there is no blind belief. This is science. What happens when you're eating too spicy food? Spicy food means fire element, straight. You eat a lot of chilies. You are increasing the fire element in your body. And that is why we have to drink so much water, to control that fire element. You eat heavy carbohydrates. You are increasing the earth element. Have you seen fire? When you light fire, fire needs some space to grow, some air to grow. If you cover it up with some sand, the fire will douse. Same way with us. We have a digestive fire, a small fire inside. And we eat a lot of carbohydrates. Rice, garbanzo beans, kidney beans, puri, heavy, bread, heavy. All the digestive fire. These are like, too much of carbohydrates is like taking too much of earth element. Eat them. They're dry because they don't have much liquid in them. So they're dry, they go inside. So that fire, so the digestive fire is like, dousing. It takes hard work for the body to increase that fire. And then you will see when you eat heavy food, you are breathing heavily. You'll feel it. When you become aware, you will feel it. Why are you breathing heavier? Because the digestive fire has to increase to digest the food. As we bellow, when we have to increase air, when you light fire, one way is to douse it, but slowly, you have to give some air for the fire to increase also. That is another way. So if there is any imbalance anywhere, it's going to create havoc. That is why when we are on the path of yoga, we are very careful of our food. If you are not practicing this dhyana and all, it's okay. You can eat anything, no problem. But when you are on the path of yoga, here there is no blind belief. Oh, whether God has told me this or that. No, this is science. Science of the elements. 5 great elements of which this body is made, and what that is very important. So when we talk about ahar, food, there are 2 types of food. One is the bodily food. In bodily food also there is 2 types. One is this heavy, the outer food, the grains that you eat. This might create imbalance if you eat too much, and this might create imbalance if you eat very less. So you have to eat proper food. And the best food for a yogic diet is eating sattvic food. Which will keep your water element, your earth element, all the elements in the body balanced. So you eat fruits. Fruits are good enough. They have enough water for the body. They have enough carbohydrates, and they're in the raw form. They'll give you all the nutrition that you want. When we cook food, some of the nutrition is gone. But when you eat it raw, you take all the nutrition as it is. And that is why if you eat raw food, you will feel full. And after 3-4 hours, the food will digest, and then you will feel hungry again. Then you take some snacks. But if you eat more of carbohydrates and more of heavy food, you will need more food. Because the body is becoming tired to digest that food, and then you need more food, and you think, okay, this is the way it has to go. No, that is the wrong way. You have to change it. So food is very important. So one was this external food that you intake for the body, and the second is the nature around you. If you are sitting in a cold place, your body wants to sleep because it wants to generate the heat. If you are sitting in a hot place, the body will be behaving differently. It will perspire so much. So this is the external food of the body. So one is the internal food, one is the external food of the body. These both have to be taken care of. So when we sit for meditation, if it is too cold, we cover ourselves properly and we sit. If it is too hot, we make the proper arrangement and we sit. We have to have such an arrangement where there is no disturbance for the body. And you should be able to sit properly in Sukhasana. Many times people ask me, Padmasana, lotus position, this position. I'm like, no, this is not. If you can do well and good, But if you cannot do, the most important position is Sukhasan. Sukhasan means where you can sit comfortably. The purpose of yoga is to be comfortable. Comfortable internally, comfortable out externally. And then only you will be able to sit. So here what Bhagavan said, you have to sit down in a relaxed manner. So two types of food for the body you pay attention to. Then the second is the food of inside of the consciousness. So that also is of two types. One is your daily interactions that is happening. One food. How do you tackle that? You will always say, it comes and it goes. Anicca. It's temporary. Anicca. Temporary. Anicca. If there are some people with whom you are arguing in your head and you don't dislike them, forgive me, forgive them. Forgive me, forgive them. If some people you like so much, they are coming in your head. Thank you for all the liking. This is temporary. We met in this life. Wonderful. Temporary. We'll meet again. Temporary. We met in the past life. It happened. Over. Every picture that comes, move it. Comes and goes. So this is your daily interaction. So one food of your consciousness will be daily interactions. And you have to not allow it to become deeper. The sensation should not become deeper. Because when the sensation becomes deeper, it is called sanskara. That is where you have to be very careful. It cannot go deep into your head. So after, as I told you, the first level of is easy when you sit. And the hardest part is when the deeper sanskars come out, when the deeper seeds come out. As I told you, deeper pictures come out, which you didn't even know that you have stored them, which you were not aware. You didn't know you're carrying it from so many lives. It's like the chip in the phone. The phone, nowadays, it's such a great discovery, I tell you, great invention. It is exactly like our body. You take out the SIM card. You have no idea how many phone numbers, how many images, how many things you have stored in the SIM card. And not only the SIM card. From the SIM card, it is going to some Google Cloud and some iCloud and so many places you have kept it. This is exactly how our body is. Images are stored in our conscious mind, which places we don't know. We have forgotten. So when you're practicing Sankhya Yoga, it is like taking the SIM card and resetting it. Sankhya Yoga, we are resetting the whole thing. All those images, all those deep down images will come back. So this is the second food, your sanskaras. This you have to clear. So when we are on this path, we have to take care of the food, both the external food and the internal food. In our daily reactions, we do not react to people. If the reaction comes, we know it is temporary. We do not allow it to go deep down. When we take it deep down, that is where we use our mental volition. No, it should not go deep down. It should not go deep down. Okay. So that mental volition is very, very important to keep the aversion, to keep the craving, rag and dvesh away. And that's how we will be able to keep our consciousness clear. If we are able to keep our consciousness clear, then sadhana will be very easy. This is a little hard in the sense, there's no other external support that you can cling on to. It's you. You are operating your own mind, your own subconscious. You are facing your fears. You are facing your failures. You are facing your ego. You are facing everything yourself, and you see yourself in the mirror, and you feel like, wow. Till date, we were blaming everybody else, but when in this meditation, nobody else to blame. Nobody else to blame. My situation, whatever it is, I am the creator of the situation. It's like you see yourself in the mirror. If the mirror is dirty, you see a different image of yourself, a dirty image of yourself. So as long as we are fully covered with ego, that dirty image, in this sadhana, you'll start seeing. So slowly you have to clear the image. You have to clear the mirror. That mirror is consciousness. Clear the mirror. And then you see a pure image of yourself. Buddha did that. Buddha exactly did this. So start meditating on the body, and then slowly, slowly, slowly you realize this body is nothing but this body is made up of 4 elements: earth, water, fire, air. Where is the air element? You know it's going on. I'm breathing, I'm talking. This whole air element. I cannot be without air. This air element has another transformation. It becomes water, fire. So air element has another fire element. Where is the fire element? Fire element is everywhere. Without fire element, you can't even get up. We all have heat in our bodies to keep us active. It is everywhere inside me. And it is everywhere outside. So he noticed air is outside, air is inside, fire is outside, fire is inside, water is outside, water is inside. Where is the water element? You sweat, you have blood going in your veins, your heart, pumping blood. So there's a water pump inside your heart, basically. So this whole body has 70% water as blood. So you have water element inside, water element outside. Water element is everywhere. Everywhere. Fire element is everywhere. Outside, inside, outside, inside. Then you go earth element. Where is the earth element in the body? In the bones. The more denser the things become, it is earth element. Okay. So he says, okay, when this body, the denser parts of the body is earth element, you see everything, it gets mixing up. You take a part of the flesh. It is dense as well. It is, if I cut my flesh, what all you will see in that flesh? You will see blood, water element. If the blood will dry sometimes, air element will come. Then still something will remain. The skin will remain. The skin is denser. Earth element. So from lighter to denser, it goes on becoming. So you start meditating. Buddha started meditating, and you also start meditating the same way. This body is air element, water element, fire element, earth element. Whatever is here is outside. Whatever is outside is here. And slowly, 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 as the meditation goes on, you become one with everything. In fact, you will forget. You will just, as the meditation goes on and on and on and on, you'll finally realize that there is nothing. What is left is just these 4 elements mainly. And in these 4 elements, there is one thing. For this body is made up of these 4 elements. But as you go deeper inside the consciousness, that consciousness is space or ether element. The 4 elements, the space is interlocked in everything. So there are only 4 main elements, and in every element there is this thing called space. 5 elements. He called this as Athakalap. The entire universe, including me, when I sit and meditate, I've gone beyond the body, I've gone beyond the consciousness. Whatever is here is outside. And what is that? It is called Athakalap. It is nothing but these 4 elements. And what are these 4 elements? When you slice and dice that also, you disintegrate that also. These 4 elements are nothing but atoms, 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 atoms. All these atoms. The entire body is full of only these atoms. Atoms of earth, atoms of this. From where has this come? From one thing. Atoms. So the whole body is but nothing but a powerhouse of atoms. He didn't have any word for that. He called it Athakalap. Athakalap. Atha means 8. Kalap means chain. This entire universe, what you see, is made up of this parmanu. Parmanu means these atoms going everywhere. And what are these atoms? The earth atom along with space. The water atom along with space atom. So these are joining together, parmanu, okay? And then fire atom along with space atom, air atom along with space atom. So this 4 plus this atom. So this set of 2. You're getting it? Earth, space. Can you see the space somewhere? Everywhere it is space. Water, space. Fire, space. Air, space. this finger, if I, for example, if I'm taking the finger, right? This is like a science class, okay? For example, I'm taking these 4 fingers, right? One of them is this. This finger is also made up of the same thing, 4 things, and with space around. This whole body is only made up of this and the space element. So as you meditate, and as I told you, when all the pictures dissolve, when all the images dissolve, when you go beyond this body, with there are no words to explain it. We say we go beyond the body, so you will imagine, oh, you're flying somewhere. No. Everything just goes away, and you are just a bundle of energy, And he says, how does that look like? It is just shining bright, energy going, coursing through everywhere. Sabbo loko prajavilito, sabbo loko prakampito. Sabbo loko means sarv lok. Lok means this body, lok means this world, this lok means this planet. Sabbo loko prajavilito, sabbo loko prakampito. The entire planet or this entire body is just shining with radiance. And this entire body is filled with vibrations. It looks like a gross body. It looks like gross matter. But this is not gross matter. There's full of energy going on everywhere. So there's a flow of energy that's going on, and that is what is the Athakalap. And that's how we came to the understanding of from where the consciousness becomes mind and the mind becomes this matter. So the flow of the mind to matter. Sabbo loko prajolito, sabbo loko prakampito. Eventually everything is like this. Everything is just a bundle of energy. And then after that, beyond this bundle of energy, he said, oh, I understand everything is a bundle of energy, but my mind still wants to go. Everything is in motion. I can see everything is in motion, but my mind still wants to go to that spot where there is no motion, where this motion also ends. And that spot where it ended, there's nothing. The feeling of nothingness. When we say nothing, it is a feeling of nothingness. It's a feeling that action that you're seeing has stopped. But from there it has started, but it stops there. This body that you see is like gross matter, all static. But no, within this body, millions and millions, trillions of atoms are being created and being destroyed. Time nobody can calculate. In the past 1 hour that I'm talking, so many of my cells have died, and probably some of them have regenerated. We don't know. We find everything is like a continuous picture. But there is no continuity. There's always a change happening. And at that, when we go beyond the change, at that point, where everything is just settled, Bhagavan used the word Atma. Our Krishna used the word Atma. Buddha says Anatta. There's nothing. He gave an example of a banana tree. If you cut a banana tree, there will be only layers going on. In the end, there is nothing. There's only one stick, but still that's nothing. So the layers will go on. So it started from analyzing your breath, then started analyzing your body, then started analyzing your consciousness, your thoughts, and then going beyond the thoughts, going everything. And then, realizing that the whole body is nothing but a bundle of energy made up of this eight bonds. What are the 8 bonds? Earth, water, fire, along with the space. 8 bonds. This is the whole picture. This is the whole body. But beyond that, when you go, you come to a place where there is stillness, where there is purity, pure state. There is no conversion, there is no transformation. There is no transformation of one form to another. Like, as I said, the space gets transformed into Vayu. Vayu means air. The transformation is happening. But beyond that, there is a point where there is no transformation. Satya Loka. We call it Satya Loka. The Loka of the truth. That place is called the truth. There is no word to describe that. So when you read books, you'll find different ways people have tried to explain. But this is a thing which has to be experienced, and it is possible to experience. It is not like something, you have to walk on the path. You have to walk on the path. Practice it and you will get it. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. But as I told you, here in this path, you have to be very careful. You have to spend hours, and you have to be fully into it. You cannot then go from one part to another. Like today you will do Sankhya and then tomorrow you will do your Tantra. It is not possible. It is not possible. When I practiced this, I was 100% into this. I was not doing anything else. I left everything else. Then when the mind was like, clean washed, whitewashed, then facing yourself. Still, I thought I've whitewashed the mind, but then facing myself, seeing ourselves clearly, layers after layers of peeling off. This path requires commitment. It's easy also if you committedly walk. If somebody has made a decision to go to Kedarnath, they will go. If somebody has made a decision they want to go to Vaishnav Devi, it is very tough. The path is very tough, but they'll go. If somebody has not decided, should I go or should I not go? Should I go? Oh, I read about it in the books. Then you will not reach. Every day you will have to make an effort. So Buddha came to this realization, and Buddha understood this. And after understanding everything, he explained the whole cycle. This body, which is the source of all miseries, of all pain, from where did this body come? Why I got into this body? He understood. He understood the whole thing. And he started explaining. He started explaining his thing. He said, I got into this body because of ignorance. Now I'm aware. But I got into this body because of ignorance. Avidya pachaya sankhara. I was ignorant and I went on making all this aversion, clinging, all these sanskaras, deep-rooted. I went on making. These sanskaras, how did they come? Deep-rooted sanskaras, deep-rooted desires, how did they come? Sankhara pachaya vijnanam. Sanskar came from consciousness. What consciousness? Where did this consciousness, how did this consciousness make these sanskaras? Means deep-rooted seeds of desires or lust. How did this consciousness make this sanskara? Vijnana-pachaya nama-rupam. This consciousness got in touch with various forms and names of the world. Where did this consciousness get to know about different forms in the world? How did it come to know? Nama-rupaya pachaya shalyatanam. These different forms means form of taste, form of smell, form of hearing, form of sound, form of sensation, form of seeing something physical. So these are the different forms. Okay, when we say nam rupam, these are the different forms. Nam rupam means forms. So vision, form of sight, form of smell, form of hearing, all those things. So vijnana pachaya nama rupam. So this consciousness came from all these different forms. From where did these forms come? Nama rupa pachaya shalyatanam. From all the 6 bodily parts. How did this 6 bodily part get them? Shalyatana pachaya passo. Passo means sparsh. These 6 bodily parts, mind plus this 5. Okay, they got in touch, in contact with different things. And then when they got in touch with in contact with all these different things, phassa means sparsha. Phassa pachaya vedana. Sparsh was followed by vedana. By the contact, the sensations arise. Then what happened when the sensation arises? Vedana apachaya tanha. These sensations were followed by trishna. Tanha means trishna. Trishna means desire, craving, clinging. Then what happened? Then this desire, this trishna, followed with upadanam. Upadanam means asakti. Asakti means attachment, strong clinging, basically. Upadana pachaya bhavo. And because of this clinging that I want this, I don't want this, this wants went on becoming into strong rooted desires. Upadana pachaya bhavo. This clinging was followed by repeated cycle of birth. Bhavo. Bhavo was followed by jati, means that becoming. I want to become this, I want to become that. That was followed by birth. And what happened with birth? Jati pachaya dukkha. Birth was followed by misery. Domanasya, impure mind, anger. All of these aggregates, anger, lust, desire, they followed after birth. Evametasya kevalasya dukkha khandasya samudayoti. This was the only reason it started with ignorantly having all the sanskaras, and the sanskaras gave me birth, and the birth gave me miseries of all sort of miseries. So if I have to wipe out this misery from my life forever and ever, I have to go in the reverse order. Understand this body, understand sanskaras, and understand what is avidya. And once somebody has gone to the avidya, then they are out. So complete eradication and cessation of ignorance. If you do that, then all the reactions, all the sanskaras will go away. If all the sanskaras are going away, the consciousness which was creating it will become pure. If the main consciousness is pure, then the consciousness of mind, body will also become pure. And if the consciousness of mind and body is pure, the six senses will be pure. And if the six senses are pure, then whatever they are seeing, the contact is not going to affect them. So that it will not create any sensation. The contact will not create any sensation. If the sensation is gone, the craving and the aversion will be gone. If the craving and aversion is gone, the attachment will be gone. And if the attachment is gone, the process of becoming will be gone. And if the process of becoming is gone, process of birth, aging and death, together with sorrow, grief, physical, mental suffering, all tribulations will gone. And thus, the entire mass of suffering will go away. This is Nibbana. This is Nirvana. You understood the root cause, avidya, and you worked on that ignorance through this body. Now you know the whole science. After knowing the whole science, he became very happy and he said, Aneka jati samsaram sandhavasam anibisham gahakarakam gaveshanto dukkha punap api punam gahakaraka ditho asi punam geham nakahasi sabatu pasuk bhaga gahakutam vishankitam vishankaragatam chittam tanahanam kayamajjaga. After realizing the truthfulness of everything, going to the Nirvana state, he says, oh my God, how many lives I've taken, how many births I've taken, anek jati samsaram, so many births I took. Why was I taking so many births? Sandha visam anibisam. I was running after my desires, and I was trying to find out who made this home. I ran after them day and night, animisham, ahirnisham. I kept searching for the one who made this scheme of birth and death. Gahakara Kangaveshanto. I was looking for that. And I fell into this ocean of misery again and again. Dukkha punam api punam. So many times I fell into this ocean of misery again and again in search of that person, in search of that thing who created it. Now I know. Gahakaraka ditho asi. O creator of this house means this body. O creator of this body, this birth. I know now. Punageham nakahasi. Now you will not be able to create any home for me. Now I will not get stuck. I know your intelligent scheme. I figured it out. What was figuring that out? Coming out of that avidya, coming out of that ignorance. I figured it out. That ignorance, your game. The game was the game of samskara. The game was the game of lust and desire. And because of the lust and desire, I was taking birth again and again and falling for this misery. Now no more misery for me. Gahakaraka ditho asi. Oh, the creator of the house. I know who was the creator of the house. I was doing it over and over again. I was creating it because of my ignorance. I figured it out. It's not possible anymore to get into this again. Get into what? Get into the cycle of ignorance again. This is the state of liberation. All avidya gone. All ajnana gone. Gahakaraka dittosi. Now I can see I was the creator who created this home because of my own thinking, my own ignorance, my own desires. Now no more. The things needed to create a home, to create a home you need cement and all. That itself is gone. Gahakutam vishankitam, visankhara gatam chittam. All the sankharas, all the sanskars, all the deep-rooted lust, all the deep-rooted desires, I have washed it away completely from this chitta, from my consciousness. I have washed it, and there is no way I will create any more consciousness like this. Impure consciousness is gone. All that is left in the nirvanic state, all that is left is pure consciousness. We describe it as Atma. Atma means atom. Atom, how tiny is the atom? You remember in chapter 2, Bhagavan said, what is your size? Take this hair, divide it into 10,000 parts. That is atom. It is so negligible. It can be only felt. You are that. You are felt. You're getting it? When he says, visankhara gatam chittam, why do we feel we are so significant? Because of the ego. But when you go to that position, so the ego is washed away. Visankhara gatam chittam. There is no sanskar, there is nothing, there is no deep-rooted desires anymore. All that is left is pure, sublime consciousness. Now I know. Tanaham. Tanahanam kayamajjaga. I am not going to desire anything. I have worked so hard. No more desires. So when there is no more Trishna, there is no more craving, there is no more sanskaras, there is no more coming into this birth again, no more dying again, no more pain again, no more miseries. Again, I figured it out. All the sanskaras, I figured it out. Anicchati. All the sanskars, all these deep-rooted seeds which I had stored, this mental conditioning, this mental volition, whatever I had sowed for lives after lives, they were all temporary, they were all images. Sabbe sankhara anicchati yada panya pashyati. All those sanskaras were temporary. You only see it. It is not words. You only see it when your pragya, when your mind is developed. This is samyak pragya. Beyond this, there is nothing else. Atha anibindati dukkhe esha maggo vishuddhaya. if you want to come out of this cycle of misery, develop that pragya. When Bhagavan said in chapter 2, Gita, sthitpragya bhava Arjuna. He said now so many times, this whole chapter started with Atma, sthitpragya. Remember, go back to chapter 2. You are an Atma. How will you see you are an Atma? How will you see that? You first become sthitpragya. What is that pragya? I told you. Pragya means going away, beyond ignorance. What is it, pragya? Washing away all the sanskaras. Sabbe sankhara nichati, washing away everything. Whatever thing you think are most important to you, they are unimportant in reality. Sabbe sankhara anichati, yada apanya pasyati. If you develop that pragya, then you will be able to see. If you develop that wisdom, spiritual wisdom, you will be able to see everything that comes will go. Everything that gave you happiness is a source of misery. If you want to wash out this misery, if you want to come out of this cycle of misery, then you have to develop this wisdom. Wash out those deep-rooted sanskaras. Sabbe sankhara anichati yada apanya pasyati ata nividanti, and thus you will be liberated. Dukkhe esha marga vishuddhaya. This is the only pure marga, pure way to come out of the cycle of miseries. Okay, so I think we had enough for today. Time is also up, so we'll end up the class here. It's such a beautiful chapter. I can go on and on, but tomorrow we'll learn more and try to finish it. So we'll end it up here. Let me see your comments and then we'll end it up. All right, no more comments. Beautiful class. Again, human body and mind is best vehicle available for self-realization. Now I understand clearly that this human birth is very precious, very difficult to actually practice and realize. Ma, bhakti is bad. Sorry, need to leave for office meeting. No worries, Sai. All right. So we'll end it up here now and we'll see you tomorrow. May you all have a very Krishnamay and a Lalitamay night and day. Jai Ma.
Thank you, Ma.